Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
G'day everyone, welcome to episode 30 of the GiddyUp Podcast for 2024. I think it's a record for us this season, and as per usual, I'm normally joined by some other bloke, but mate, as you guys know, he gets a little bit busy. He's off travelling around the world doing all this sort of stuff, but this time he's back home, and you'd think that would have meant a huge amount of preparation for the show. But, Donnie, I have it on good authority, you've been very busy maybe doing some Christmas light decorations again?
I'll say hello, JT. It's very good to see you, mate. I'm always surprised when I get. I look at a little emoji character there, and I think we got that version of JT today. Instead, I actually had JT a message from the people at Star Now. That's the casting agency that I've done a bit of modelling stuff for. Even though you're the male model.
Don, a bit low. I agree. The volume is a bit low. If you can crank it up a little bit.
JT, can you hear me?
And I'm going to turn you up a little bit. There we go.
Give that a shot. And so, JT, I did see a thing come through, and they said, Don, could you please contact us? We're after some Santa Claus. And because of course they do contract some random humans to help out in the shopping centres and that sort of stuff. Maybe
they do.
A real one, because he's busy.
Very busy time of year.
We all know that. And so, mate, is that what you're preparing for with the Silver Fox fluff there? Is that what you're...
I think it's just complete laziness, I think, is the official definition.
Well, it's not up to me to decide, people. Given I'm a man of the people, I always put it to our people. Could you let us know, should JT soldier on right throughout summer and get that beard? And of course, I still think that, JT, if you really have a crack, you could make that...
Donnie, you're getting slammed in the comments, mate.
What's going on there?
There we go. You're a bit louder when you're closer to the microphone then.
Well, I'm turning stuff up, JT. Hey, I've got a bigger backup here. We'll see if I can do something.
Here we go. I love it when Donnie's under the pump with tech stuff. This is like my dream.
Oh, jeez, what could possibly go wrong?
Let's just really enjoy the moment here. We'll just zoom in nice close-ups.
I've seen this on TikTok. Isn't that where we find out everything nowadays? I'm looking for the speaker system and the sound output. JT, I think you might have taught me that in the past.
Oh, it could be under the little volume thing up the top of your screen where it looks like little earplugs in the top menu bar on your computer.
Oh, I'm on not an Apple one.
Well, there's your problem, Donnie. You're not on an Apple. It explains it all.
I did an update, JT. It's one of the things I wanted to talk
Oh,
about.
no. You didn't do the update.
Far out. Can we go there? Is that in a geeky thing? Can I do the geek? Have you got a geek?
Yeah, well, you can, mate. You can contribute to Geek of the Week for sure, Donnie.
Oh, mate, I tell you, it was. Let's actually just for the new listeners. I know we've got a few. I don't know if I didn't do a bloody thing then. By the way, when it comes to the sound. When it comes to the sound. So anyway, if my sound hasn't changed, that'll be why.
It hasn't. No.
No, okay. I'm going to do some stuff.
Donnie, while you're doing that, I'm going to just quickly switch to a bit of a cost hack that I'm going to share with everyone. So I'll buy some time for you because I'm onto something here. So, yeah. Now, guys, we are always looking for ways to save money, cost of living crisis, right? And I don't know about you, but when the hot weather's there, nothing better than a slushie. Now, okay, I went a little bit crazy. I bought a Thermomix, Donnie, those expensive pieces of things that sit on your bench. Not recently, like a long time ago, like 10 years ago. Still got it. And, mate, the number one thing that I use for that is to make slushies. I basically just put ice in it. Boom, instant slushies. Love it. But Donnie, I'm going to share this. I don't really want to share it because I'm afraid they might sell out after I share it. But if you go to your local Woolies or Coles, now that they're getting a bit of stock back in, and if you love a slushie, I cannot recommend these little puppies highly enough. Apple juice, black currant. So it's just apple juice, black currant, no artificial flavours, colourings, blah, blah, blah. Mate, all you do, throw them in the freezer. Obviously, they freeze up. When you take them out of the freezer, once they're frozen, give them about 15 minutes and just clunk and just and perfect, the best slushy you will ever have.
How do you do that again? Plonk
Just
and what?
clunk and just give it a bit of crunch. I don't want to flex the biceps on the screen, but just but give it a bit of a crunch. And honestly, these are gold, and they are $5 for $6 at Woolies. You can't go wrong. They are absolutely dead set fantastic.
Of a slushy or Slurpee, is it the equivalent in there? That's what it
Mate,
is.
yeah, correct. It's even better. I mean, it's technically a juice. It comes with a straw on the back, and you can have it as a juice. Stuff that, throw it in your freezer, and bloody delicious. So, I've tried to buy him some time, Jamum, but it hasn't worked.
Go.
No, you still sound the same. Mate.
Wait, one moment.
Oh, here we go. Donnie's got another plan. If you have never watched the show before, this happens literally every week. We've got no idea what we're doing. If you are a regular of the show, you would also know that this happens every week. So,
Right.
sounded all right to me, I've got to say. But
Thank you. That's what, right. Voice control. Probably. Oh, now this is dangerous territory because I'm.
Oh,
in
God.
There, like,
Good,
in
good.
phone control. Oh, here we go. Anyway, what is really cool, JT? I've got to tell you this. The Apple update, JT. Wait, can people hear me? There's no point me giving away this
Mate,
amazing.
I don't think anyone can hear you properly, to be honest, because it hasn't changed. Your volume hasn't changed for me.
JT, tell a story. I'm going to get another mic.
Another story. Jeez, put me under. All right, I'm going to...
I'll be back.
Oh, I can't even do that because I need it. What am I supposed to do? I can't carry the show. Don's the talent here. What am I supposed to do? So I will tell a story about Don. So one day... No, I'm not going to do that. No, I won't. I won't tell that story. I promised I would never say it. Now, for those who are watching in the comments, have you been past Donnie's house? Jamum, you don't count. And seen the Christmas lights yet?
Jamum can't count.
I'd love to get a rating out of 10. It's a big setup every year, Donnie. Big production.
It is, mate. This year I had Boof on the job giving me a hand. I had your mum come over. He's having a bit of a look-see. So there was a bit of action out the front. And when it gets electrical, I go to your mum. That is the default. Right, now I'm going to swap this over.
Here we go. Crunch time.
Charlie, can you hear me?
It's even worse.
Anything, JT?
It's even worse.
Oh shit, that hasn't worked.
The
No,
joys.
fair dinkum. Are you there or not?
I'm here. Yep. I'm not stooging
now.
up. Did I mention these are the best things ever? They probably have defrosted by the time Donnie's got his audio sorted.
Now, there's my microphone, and it hasn't worked. So it's
No. Now you're on a massive delay, Donnie. You're going to have to just go out and come back in because you
I'm dropping out and popping back in. Be right
do
back.
that. Do that. Should we let him back in, guys? What do you reckon? Oh, dear, Donnie. All right, let's get him. Let's get through the power of internet. Let's get him back in. We're actually on time for once tonight. Can you believe it? And then disaster strikes. Dun dun dun. And now we can't even dial back in. This is going to be the JT solo show the way it's going. Here he goes. Let's go. Hopefully this works. Go on. Let's go. And Donnie, have we got you? Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
my.
that.
Jesus. Ripies. Yep.
Did it work?
Yep, got you now. Everyone, can you
Mr.
hear Donnie talk to the people?
Yeah, baby. That's how it's done. The IT guru. JT.
Oh, God, now it's too loud. It's just
No,
crazy.
you've got to put yours down. You remember you cranked me up
Yeah,
before?
I'm doing that.
Yeah. Sorry, people. I'll whisper. I'm sorry. How's that? Is that any better? Hopefully, we're all playing the same game now. Yay. I think that's yay from Ben Scott, meaning that he's actually can count. Before I think I accused him not being able to count before I bailed. Righto, I'm back. Here we go. JT, I need to make sure, first of all, can I hear you? That is a really important...
I hope so.
Excellent. Right,
There we
now,
go.
I am putting it to the people. I did request, JT, we spoke briefly about Christmas lights before I bailed to reset the audio. People, as it gets dark, and it's not, it's getting there. As it gets dark, what we'd like you to do, if you've got lights on your house, please go out, take a snapshot, and we're going to put them in the chat later. We'll put them up on a screen, just a photo or a very quick video while JT sucks down a Slurpee. It looks very healthy, JT. And we will absolutely post them. So tonight we are posting Christmas lights. If you've got some good ones, you're going to post them in the chat, and we're going to pop them up on the chat. How's that sound? So, Jamam, I know you've got some. Buff, I know you've got some. Nutto, you've got some. Anyone else that's out there in Listener Land, then let us know, because we'd love to see them. And after the podcast, JT, we know there's a lot of people that watch this back in following days after we do it live here tonight. So if that's the case, post yours, and then people can still enjoy the Christmas spirit. All right, so please do that. We want to light our feed up with Christmas lights. That'd be awesome. There we go. Now, JT, you cannot pretend you're frozen, because we've got a lot of really important stuff to talk about. I'm going to give you an update, JT, on what I was up to today. Now, I have been with my little mate, Winters. Now, Winters, as you know, Winters and I, we talked about a bit of finding a sport and doing a comeback, and we went in Adelaide when we were over there on International Day for People with Disabilities, and we went to Shooting Australia over there, and we had a crack at some rifles and some pistols, some little bloody laser pistols and stuff. And today, JT, we were very fortunate to hang with the head coach of the Australian shooting team. And one thing I absolutely love about what they're doing in Shooting Australia is, if you've got a disability, if you're in parachuting or able-bodied shooting, they don't give a shit. You're a shooter. So you're all in together, which means that the para-athletes have the good fortune of receiving tutelage from the best coaches in the country. So JT, I kid you not, I'm running out of excuses as to why Winters and I are not on the right path to do something very, very exciting in about 8 years.
Mate, that's going to be huge if it comes off, mate. Huge.
It probably won't be. Our ass is huge at the moment. That's why we've got to do some training to make sure. But we want an incentive.
How big your ass size doesn't matter in shooting, surely?
No, well, it shouldn't. No, like, unless you get shot in the arse, then I'm pretty sure it's handy to have a big one. But no, we're very excited, because the real goal is we want to go down and just tick the history box and be two of the very few athletes that will compete in a home games twice. So that's our goal, JT. We don't know if we can pull it off, but we will not know that until another 8 years.
How many hours a week do you reckon you're going to have to train, in all seriousness, to get to the level that you would need to be at?
Yeah, well, I asked that very question today. My question to the coach was, mate, have I got time? Like, I don't want to bullshit. I'm 48 next week and 49 next week, and we're LA would be cute, but we're aiming for Brisbane 32, and to do that, he's saying that the good guys, this is really a game of repetition, being able to do the smallest things right, and the only way you can do that is through muscle memory and training. So that's why we absolutely love it, is because we're not heading out to do bloody marathons and really crazy fitness stuff like that. We'll still need to be fit to be able to do what we need to do, but yeah, I think probably about 4 training sessions a week. A couple of those will be in the gym, and one of them, interestingly, JT, will be a mind one. It'll be around meditation, getting still, being able to control the breathing, bring the heart rate down. So things like Don's rant, that'll have to be a thing of the past, JT. I'm going to be a new me from now on, just so that I can start channeling the right zen for this. So
new segment, Don's meditation tips.
Easy talking. Yeah, okay, let's do that. We'll just change Don's rant to Don's meditation tips. And if I start nodding off and going to sleep, hey, did I tell you, mate? One time I said to Buff, I'd been away and she was struggling with a bit of sleep, and I said, oh, mate, I've got these great sleeping techniques. I use them when I'm at competition. I'm all pumped up and I'm bloody wired, and it's sometimes difficult to sleep. I said, so I've taught myself how to go to sleep, and fortunately I can go to sleep within literally 30 seconds. So it's a skill not everybody has, and the people that struggle really hate my guts. But the fact is that it's about breathing. And so I was walking, before I said, right, we're lying there together, and I'm walking her through the strategy. I say, right, now it's a big breath in, you're putting your foot to sleep, and next breath in, on the way out, you're putting your calf to sleep. We're just going through controlled breathing exercise. And she gives me a nudge. She goes, what's next? I'd fucking fallen asleep, JT. So I'm not sure that meditation tips from Don is going to be our best bet. But anyway, we never know what's around the corner, mate.
Well, some may say it might be an improvement to the show. So,
well, they might, but they're probably already tuned well and truly out. They're not here to complain. Hey, speaking of your complaints or your tips, send them in. We'll pop them on the screen. JT's very good at the technical stuff, more so than me.
Yeah, Don, I looked at the run sheet, and this is nothing short of a Christmas miracle. Side. There was actually stuff on your side though for once. This is big. So, and it looks like you're trying to steal my thunder, because the first episode for this week's show is it used to be my segment, but it looks like you've taken it over.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Now, you teased us last week, Donnie, that you might have a customer service story, and we were all hoping that it was going to be a good one, but the fact that you've put it in the fails segment, Donnie, suggests maybe things didn't go to plan.
Well, JT, what I can tell you is we've got some blinds installed on the outside. They at the deck, and down they go, and gives you a bit of privacy, gives you a bit of space, can control the climate. It's bloody lovely. And honestly, JT, the salesman, was absolutely full of shit. He just is a typical salesman. He said all the right things, so you go, yeah, great, we're in. But the truth is, he under-delivered. And if it wasn't for, now credit where credit's due, we had an installer come out and this guy saved it, because otherwise I absolutely would have savaged the company. The end product is pretty good, but honestly, no thanks to the salesman. He was just, when you can see through somebody, and this is not my first rodeo, I've been around a little bit, and it's frustrating because you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You want to think, yeah, this will be good. I've got someone on my level, no bullshit, to the point. First red flag, JT, is that the date he said they were coming out, no show. Then I get the text message after I say, hello, where are you? And it's like, oh, we had a problem with the powder coaters, and then it's straight, we duck shove the blame onto somebody else and go, mate, for a no shit bullshit person, you're giving me a bit of bullshit. Like, step up, give it to me straight. I don't mind that there's setbacks, that's life. But don't ignore me and don't fill me with shit. So JT, my advice for anyone in business is treat your customers with respect. Things will go wrong from time to time, but give them the courtesy of picking up the phone and saying, mate, we've got an issue. All will be forgiven. So anyway, thank God for the young fellow who came out. I'm not going to mention his name, but he did a very good job in the install. There's probably a couple of things I've got to do to finish it, but that's all part of the deal. So anyway, JT, half disappointed. But one thing that gets me, JT, I want to get your view on this. I had some blinds set on the inside of the house before I'd even had the blind pulled down. Before I was home for a night to test it in the morning to see if she's a full blackout, because I know that I got that from you, get the blackouts. I got a message saying, could you give us a Google review? I'm like, you're shitting me, aren't you? I wrote back, I said, I typically don't do reviews until I've actually had a chance to use the product, so then I can give you an honest review. It's probably not what you want right now. So what's your thoughts on the constant hassle for reviews and surveys, and what's your view on that, mate?
Mate, it's annoying the crap out of me, and as it is for everyone else, right? I mean, and we get into this situation where people are score begging, right? They're begging for reviews, or they're bribing you for reviews, right? And there's a reason, because reviews matter. If you're looking to go somewhere, you're looking at a company, a lot of people pay attention to those reviews. And so you can understand from a business perspective, they're pretty keen to get those reviews. But it's a pretty blurry line when companies, want to start incentivizing leaving those reviews.
What do they look like? I've not had an incentivised bloody review request.
I bought some takeaway last week from a place in Mentone, a little takeaway there, little Chinese place, and I can't even remember what I ordered, stir-fried dish or something. And when I picked it up, in the bag, there was another little paper bag, and it had, a little spring roll, dim sim, whatever. And I thought, oh, that's nice. I didn't order it. It was free. And it had a thing stapled on it saying, I hope you enjoy your meal and the extra little goodies. It'd be great if you could leave us a review. And that was literally in the bag. And I thought, smart. I even went to Sweet As. This is a few weeks ago, those confectionery shop. I don't know if you've seen them there. I think there's one at... might be one at Chatty, but there's one in Oakley, there's one in Parkmore, wherever. And so on the counter, they've literally got a thing that they will give you a free bag of lollies if you leave a review when you're right there. So, of course, people are going to go, oh, yeah, I'll get free lollies. Yeah. You go to Macca's, KFC, all of them now are giving you free food if you leave a review.
What if it's a shit one? Is there any, guidance? No. Is that the risk they take? They're banking on good human instinct and people just do the right thing.
Yeah, 100%. So, wow. and it's, but it's frustrating. I mean, I got a delivery from Australia Post, yesterday, and this happens every time.
So that's Australia Post still working? I figured after you and I left there, mate, that'd fall
to pieces. It's still going somehow. But, they will send you about 3 emails hassling you to get a review. And I'm going, what do you want a review for? You're doing your job. You just left a parcel at my freaking doorstep. What do you want me to... What am I going to give you that's going to help you with that? If I had a problem, I would give you a call. So when companies do that, it actually infuriates the customers and it hurts your brand. So, it's crazy that... Anyway, we're not here
Is
to...
Is that why we stopped asking for reviews?
Maybe that's why. But if you want to leave the GiddyUp Podcast review, please do.
We'll send you a free bottle of Spank. No, we won't.
No, we won't. No, stuff that.
Hang up.
There's a lot of big stuff in the news this week. Some of it was, I don't know if you saw about the shooter in the US that gunned down the CEO over there of the health insurance fund. Now, look, it's weird. He's becoming a bit of a cult hero all of a sudden, right? It's kind of weird. He did just gun down a bloke in cold-blooded murder.
From behind, too. I thought that was peaceful.
That's exactly right. So we're not going to give that too much airtime, or I wasn't planning on it. But one of the other things that is doing the rounds this week, and Donnie, I was just teeing it up before we started the show tonight, and I know you've seen it, and I think Buff might have brought it to your attention, but there is some... I'm not really an art person, but when I saw this, Donnie, I thought, this is bloody impressive. I thought, I've got to show the crew. So I'm going to put it up on the screen now. It is a bit of a video. So check this out. This is very, very impressive. Here we go. I'm just going to put it up now. Watch this art display. Look at this. Big bird. But when you turn around at the side, look at this.
Is that a doll?
It's just it's a scene. It looks like characters out of The Simpsons. Check this one out. A bird. You go, wow, that's amazing. Ooh. And then look, Disney characters.
There's a duck.
Disney characters from the side. How good is it? So there's some videos doing the rounds on it, but bloody impressive, I thought.
Is that, JT, is that what happens when things go viral? Like somebody gets it, whacks it on a platform like on TikTok, and away it goes. I saw, which coincidentally, I unsubscribed from this thing after I read it. I thought, oh, that's bloody interesting. But I didn't ask to be on that list, so stuff it, I'm getting off. And it was, JT, a bloke trying to tell me that TikTok now is the way businesses are doing business. Like, if you can get your message done and put it on TikTok, then you're going to have more traction than any... Is that where you spend most of your time apart from crypto accounting?
Yeah, absolutely. TikTok is the new platform for everything, for business. I see the news on TikTok before I see it on the news. So,
really?
And a lot of the news is coming from TikTok. So, yeah, it is absolutely the dominant platform on the planet.
So, should we be... What is this? Streaming to
TikTok? We could, but part of the challenge is when you want to talk tech is that TikTok, like you saw in that video that I just put up, and I'll put it on again, is a vertical format. Which means, this format, if we tried to get it onto TikTok, wouldn't work. We'd have to change the layout. So this video is... this is straight from TikTok, so you can see it's just a very narrow, because it's made for mobile phones effectively, right?
Right, okay.
So that's the challenge when you're on the on TikTok. If you want to stream live, you can absolutely stream live. You just got to set it up differently. And because we stream to Facebook now, and we're also streaming to YouTube, it's a landscape format, so it's just very different.
All right, scrap that shit idea.
But the other thing that's interesting for our listeners, what is changing though, is search engines. So, you know, we used to go to Google, right? You'd go to Google, ask Google everything. Screw that. ChatGPT is now where it is all at. So people are just getting all their information from ChatGPT. And so you're going to see massive changes. Mate, you just literally just ask ChatGPT, hey, what's this? How do I get to here? What, you know, and it'll give you all the answers with context. So
is it an app, or is it done through like Safari, or how's for the novice in us?
So you can you download an app? Pretty sure you can. So it's a browser. So you go through the website, but you can download an app to your phone. So it's essentially you just go, hey, you know, ChatGPT, tell me about this, and it'll just give you everything. It's a million times better than Google. So that's the reason why people are using it.
Who owns that? Have we got shares?
Oh, it's a very good question, mate. We don't. God, we wish we did. So yeah. I actually don't know who owns it now. I think Microsoft have now bought in and have the majority share. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, mate, it is the dominant platform. TikTok and ChatGPT are going to completely change the whole digital landscape. Already are. So.
Wow, this is bloody exciting, JT. We can tell people they heard it here first. Now, JT, what were we talking about the shooter? Did we get to the point of that?
No. Well, there's just no point other than it was bloody fascinating what's going on and how he's become a cult hero. They're selling products now, like it's incredible. There's products on the marketplace now with his image and the 3 words he had on the bullets that I won't repeat here. It's quite staggering, and Amazon have been the first platform that have come out and now banned all products related to it, but you can still go and buy t-shirts on eBay or wherever. It's quite extraordinary when you think this is a guy who just literally brutally slayed someone in the middle of the street and is becoming a bit of a cult hero. It's just, yeah.
What does it take, mate? We knew that old Hawk 2 or whatever bloody thing was. That took off, and did I just read that she had a crypto coin that went to a stupid amount of $1 million?
Yeah, and then went to zero and everyone got burnt, and now there's a class action lawsuit against her. Yeah, yep, you did. You heard that correct.
Jeez Louise. Righto. So, okay, right out. What's our next segment, JT?
Mate, well, just a bit of a heads up. We do have some trivia questions tonight. So we've got three rounds of trivia questions ready for you. We've got our history, our little word. You know, we always like to uncover a bit of a word. Yeah, we've got one of those. And then I've got a fascinating story about a product that we've probably all used, but maybe didn't know the origin of it. So it's a slight twist on the word segment, but I'm going to share a little bit of that as well.
JT, and I've got a life hack that will help you around the Christmas tree. Let's just leave it at that until it's time. That's the plan.
All right, well, let's get into our first trivia question, I reckon, for tonight.
Yes, let's do that.
Get one out nice and early. Now, our theme for tonight, Donnie, was a tough one to come up with a theme this week, but I thought, you know what, it's a big week. Everyone's getting ready for Christmas. People have been putting up their lights and stuff, most of the Christmas lights these days, Donnie, are what? What type of light are they, Don?
LEDs.
There we go. So the theme of tonight's question is on LEDs.
Oh, okay. All right.
Our first question for the night, get ready, is...
Am I going to be in for a shock? Bill shock?
What does LED actually stand for? Is it A, a light-emitting diode, B, low-energy display, C, luminous energy device, or D, laser-emitting diode? What does LED actually stand for? Remember, just type in A, B, C, or D in your comments, and all the correct answers will go on the wheel.
Now, they are low. They're pretty cost-effective to run, so having a low in there might... I don't want to give anything away, JT, but that seems That's bit logical. Laser was it? Geez, JT. I'm very happy to tell you the answer because I actually know this one. But the luminous energy device. That's clever for you to come up with that. That's a good idea, JT. I like how you've done that. All right, we'll give everyone. What have they got, JT? 30 seconds, 40 seconds to get their answers in.
Very quick. It's the second time around, so get your answers in. We're going to close this off.
No. All right, okay. And a big shout out to Craig Weston too. We were just talking about Craig Weston did say to me, JT, that he'd like to do the Sturgis bike ride to celebrate his 50th in a few years' time. And it's a big ride across America, and it's a big concert and just a whole lot of Harleys and shit, and it would be awesome. So there's every chance, JT, I will have a look at that. A bit of a step up from the scooter gang. But you never know.
Big step up if you're riding Harleys, I would have thought. Yep.
True story. Yep.
All right, close it off. Someone can close that off for us. Donnie, do you want to tell everyone the answer? I think you were all over this one.
Absolutely, mate. It is AJT. It was a light-emitting diode. Is that what it was? Is that the correct answer?
Mate, I don't know. You're the one telling the answer.
I was pretty sure. That's what I always say it is. And given your mum's jumped on A and Craig also jumped on it. They're very smart humans, those two.
Very, very smart humans. Yeah, they are correct. They are on the wheel. It was
correct.
It was A. There we go. Fantastic. Now, Donnie, I do want to put a bit of a public warning out there. I don't like doing this, but we do say that we want to keep people across all things good and bad. And today, if you're in a relationship, Donnie, which, this is clearly not going to apply to you because you are married to the beautiful Boof, but for everyone else out there that, things may not be going too well, I'm just saying be very, very cautious. Today may not end well.
Oh, geez, that escalated quickly. What's happening?
All right, Donnie, today, December 11, calling it, is the day that a lot of Aussie couples break up.
Is that right?
That is the lead story on news.com.au today. Be wary, because research has shown that December 11 is the day that is the biggest day for breakups of the year. What do you reckon that? Why do you think that would be, Donnie?
Oh, because people are tight asses, don't want to buy the Christmas present, and they're preparing themselves for a new fresh start for Valentine's Day in February. So they're just giving themselves a bit of, trying to tidy up and out with the old, in with the new. I don't like. Is there? I've not heard that before. I mean, there's got to be a day. There's a day for everything, isn't there? So, I don't know. What is it? Is it day after Mardi Gras? I don't know. Was there Was there a grand final or something on the weekend? I have no idea.
It's every year. So apparently, and this is from psychologists. Apparently, firstly, they say it's a time when people are looking back at the year and then thinking about fresh starts. And as they're looking ahead, they're evaluating their lives, etc. And they feel like that it might be a good time to make decisions, get ready for next year. Holiday stress also plays a little bit of a part because people are about to come into holidays, so there's pressures of financial worries, family obligations, all that sort of stuff. I just couldn't go through another Christmas with that mother-in-law or whatever it might be. So there's all those pressures that come in.
Now you mentioned that.
There's a bit of pressure for closure. Yeah, people want closure because the year's coming to an end, so it's sort of like, well, everything's the year's sort of, let's just get everything finished. And
wow.
So mate, there you go. Lead story on .com.au today, December 11.
December 11 will go down in history for being a real shit day for couples.
Apparently so. So there you go. Community announcement warning.
Well, there you go. Well, bloody great day to be single. And if you haven't tested the waters yet, the night is still young.
Well, I said within the next 24 hours, so maybe there's...
right, okay.
That says it goes into December 12, and if I'm reading the article correctly, so if you're worried, you've got one more night's sleep to go. Yeah.
JT, my Ring doorbell monitor just lit up, and I've looked on the camera here, and Boof's walking out of a suitcase. Is there anything I should...
No, mate, she's clearly just going to shopping to get you some great presents, mate, and she needed a big suitcase to fit all the stuff in.
She has used the cover of the podcast as a decoy, and she's gone, mate. So, oh well, it happens.
No, it would never happen.
27 years enough, mate. Surely she's over me by now.
Never going to happen. Now, Donnie, another story, another thing of doing the rounds, mate, and this one's very close to home for you because, mate, you are, well, look, an athlete just doesn't give it enough credit, mate. I mean, anyone that does, pentathlon has completed in three games, etc., potentially going to, breaking records of 2 games. Mate, athletics. So, have you heard about the new sensation?
Yes.
Mate, he's been getting global coverage. They're calling him the new Usain Bolt. What's your thoughts, mate?
Well, better be careful with that comment. That nearly came out. No, JT, there is no doubt that a young bloke at 16 years of age comes out and smashes the Australian record held by Peter Norman for a long, long time, 40-something years. It's bloody impressive. There is no doubt. And he runs a treat. There he is there, the young fella. And I think it's bloody awesome. It's great for the sport that is typically boring as batshit. The only thing I could have said that would have made it better is if he was able to do that maybe next year, because the truth is every 4 years the sport of athletics finds its way into the spotlight because the Olympics are coming around. Apart from that, the sport typically struggles to grab the attention of the mainstream media and the average punters, even though it's very, very much loved by the people that do it. So when you get a sensation comes out and breaks a record, it's awesome. It's bloody great. It's great for the sport, and I'm really excited for it. I hope his knee holds up.
I feel kind of bad that I'm going to put that into this segment.
Dickhead of the week.
You suck.
I'm feeling bad already. I feel like this one's going to come back at me, Donnie. But, okay, look, great. You went and broke a record, blah, blah, 40-year history, and you knew blah, blah, blah. But don't worry, Donnie. It's not aimed at him. It's aimed at everyone else. Because, do you know his name? Do you know what his name is?
Good.
Gout, right? Gout. G-O-U-T. Gout.
Well, that's not entirely how you say it, JT. That's how it reads.
How do you say it?
Gwat.
Gwat.
Yeah. Just throw a W in there. Gwat. It doesn't really matter. What matters is we're talking about the wonderful sport of athletics. If your name is spelt gout, people are going to say gout. That's just how it is in this world. So if you don't like it, change your spelling, change your name. Like, the English language is fuck, JT. There's no nice way to put it. We've got silent letters playing the game in words. Like, what hope have our kids got? What hope? No. I just think, run knackers. That's what I'll be saying. Good on you, fella. It's a shit bloody name to say when it's spelt like gout. It's not pronounced gout. It's pronounced gwat. And good luck to him. I watched his dad do an interview and a bit of a backstory there. And anyway, this is your segment. Don't ask me about your question.
Well, that's exactly right. My dickhead of the week is the Australian media because you want to get his pronunciation right because, as Donnie said, it is gwat. And it's... as in G-W-O-T is how you pronounce it. Gwat is how we would pronounce it. But the spelling turns out that the backstory was a bit of a mix-up, basically. And it was supposed to be G-U-O-T is how it was supposed to be spelt. And instead it's just been spelt G-O-U-T. And so, of course... that's his name. Everyone's run with it. Everyone's just calling him Gout, and he's the biggest thing since hot bread. But unfortunately, it's gwat. And so, Australian media, maybe do a little bit of research before you start ranting off people's names.
Yeah, well, it is a hard one, mate. Because if you were to read that out and you didn't have the background, like you couldn't be guilty from it. I don't blame the media. I blame our language. Our language is like if you read that, that's exactly how to. JT, you got a sore knee. You go to the doctor. You've had too many beers. What's he say you got?
Yeah, gout.
Gout. How do you spell it?
Yep, G-O-U-T.
It's not their fault, mate. I'm telling you, it's a shit name. He should change it. He should just go Madonna. Just go one word.
One word.
Like, you know what? Just the old one words. You're famous. You got one word names. You know, like Sting and Madonna. JT.
So just gwat. Maybe it should just be gwat. Just change it to gwat.
What?
Gwat.
What was that? What? What's that?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. Quite. I love it. Anyway, so for our Giddy Up listeners, the reason I brought it to attention because Australian media can say whatever they like, but we are informed here. So when our people are educated, Donnie, our team are educated. Our people. Now everyone's going to say quat, and they will be getting it right. Everyone else will be going, what are you talking about? You will know. They will know.
Athletic. JT, we have got a track and field enthusiasts amongst us, and I know your dad. You guys used to go and watch a bit of athletics in your time. So, and of course, you're a bloody 6-foot male model. JT, how'd you go at athletics? Did you do a bit? I know you played footy. What was your athletics like?
Nah, no good, mate.
No good?
No good. I used to go down to the track every now and then. I actually remember quite literally, well, not literally, but I was actually training down at track one day and Kel was there.
Was she?
Kel doing some training as well. She was actually training as well, believe it or not.
She's very good.
No, mate.
Young Kel.
I was very good. I was very good up here, Donnie. I thought I was very quick, but I think in reality I probably wasn't as quick as I thought I was.
The old fast twitch fibres were going quick up there, but the rest of the body's going here, right? Catch up.
Yeah. So no good.
Fair enough. All good.
Wasn't really good at footy or basketball either, to be honest. So
I call bullshit on that.
Didn't really go well at a lot of sports.
Injuries, I reckon, got there the better. But I definitely think you went all right. Yep.
All right, now on what have we got next? We've got a lot of stuff. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you and our listeners a little bit of a story, Donnie, because this one, I'm going to go back into our Once Upon a Time history because it's where I normally talk about all the words, but I've got something a bit different.
Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time,
I feel
Donnie.
like I'm about to head out in a marching band. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, that's all I could come up with at the time.
No, I like it. I do like it. I'm not complaining. Go on.
Donnie, back in the 1950s, we're going way back here, there were 3 brilliant minds at a small company, and they were given an extraordinary mission, Donnie. They said they had to solve a big problem for the US government, and their job was to develop a special coating to protect Atlas missiles, those big towering symbols of the Cold War. And, well, they had to make sure they stopped from getting rust and corrosion on them while they just sat silently in the silos. So these 3 blokes, they worked tirelessly on experiment after experiment, trial after trial, and after 39 failed attempts, they finally cracked the code. The 40th formula worked perfectly. It displaced water, it protected the metal, and it was a triumph. And that's exactly what they called it. Water Displacement 40. Right out of their lab notebook. A humble name for a revolutionary invention. And you got it, Donnie. That is where WD-40 came from. Now, for everyone who's used, no doubt, has probably got a can of this stuff in their house, right? The WD-40. And so anyway, that's how it originated. But effective as it was, the Atlas missile market, believe it or not, was quite small. Not a lot of people with an Atlas missile sitting in their backyard. And it was basically just too small to sustain a business. So they had a groundbreaking invention, but the market for it was, well, very limited. So what do you do when you've got a breakthrough invention that's got no market? You pivot. You dream bigger.
And you whack it on TikTok?
You find new opportunities. So the team behind realised that it had potential far beyond missiles, right? Their magical water displacing formula could solve everyday problems from silencing squeaky hinges, protecting tools and rust, but it didn't stop there. So they were originally named the Rocket Chemical Corporation, and they decided to leave that behind. In 1969, they rebranded, embracing their one-hit wonder with pride, and they renamed themselves the WD-40 Company. And as we know, it is now literally a global phenomenon. It's a household name, quite literally. And so there's a lesson there, though, Donnie, and I thought that's what I loved about it, right? Sometimes the greatest success stories aren't the perfect product. They're about persistence, about believing in an idea even when it feels small, like your market, like a missile market. So next time when you pick up a can of WD-40, Donnie, remember, it's more than just a tool. It's a testament to the power of never giving up.
You know what I thought you were going to say, JT? First things first, that is a bloody good story. I like it. I love the backstory of it. I'm grateful for you sharing that with our group.
I literally never knew that. I never knew it was called Water Displacement 40. I never knew what the WD stood for, but yeah, of course.
Oh, I think it's bloody very clever. But I did think you were going to say the next time you pick up a can of WD-40 and think about its missile heritage, go to your campfire and put a tube in there and then drop it in there and just watch it fly out when she heats up, because that shit goes, mate. JT, that is unbelievable. That's something that... Now, what I want to know, JT, is does the US government own the patent on that? No,
not at all. It was invented. They were a customer, the only customer.
Right.
But no, it was owned by those three people that invented it.
Do you know, I reckon who'd probably be in the market for it? Oh, actually, they're not sitting idle. I was going to say, Poots, Russia and Ukraine, all those.
They're primed, ready to go, I think. They're missiles.
Yeah, they don't need a bit of the old spray and wipe on that shit. They're moving. Yeah, all right.
Now, Donnie... on top of, we've given a lot of hacks to our listeners tonight, because Donnie, you've got one on cable ties, so I'm dying to hear it.
Now, JT, I've got one here. Is Black going to do it? It is. Black's going to do it. I'll just show you. Put a cable tie, right? And I'll just. This is a cable tie, right? So I'm just putting it on here so you can see. Now, typically, JT, you'd get a cable tie.
Too tight, Donnie. We won't get that off.
Fuck, I just thought about that. So, JT, typically what we do is we come along with a cable tie and we go, oh, buddy, we'll chop that, right? And we make it all. But then there's that little sharp bit there. I shit you not, that thing there will have you in hospital fucking getting stitches done. It's a bastard. So, I did go a tiny bit tight with this one. Oh, fuck, got it. That's good. Well, we're back in the game. We've still got what's called fingers on this hand. So, JT, this is my hack for you, right? And I might have even picked this one up off TikTok or your mum or something. I'm not sure. But I really liked it, JT. I'm not going to go too tight this time. Here's the hack, JT. Instead of going chop, like, and getting the sharp bit, what you can do is if you just put your pliers on it and then just twist it, JT. Turn it around. And just turn around, and JT, I shit you not, you could shave with this sucker. You can't shave with it. It's so smooth now. So instead of cutting it off, twist it off, JT.
Twist it?
Twist, mate. No sharp bits.
Did not know that.
And JT, here's another one for you. I'll just chop this off in case I do lose fingers, and as you know, I'm running out. That's gone. JT, one thing that I do a lot with cable ties is I use them around the Christmas decoration time, and this is not opening quickly for me enough. So I always have a bit of trouble, buddy, trying to find the sweet spot to nail it or to attach it to something. JT, I've got these ones here. Have a look at that. Can you zoom in on that? It's a cable tie. And it's got yourself a little hole up the top there, and you can just go around, you do the old cable tying, and then, JT, you can just use that little hole there, bang, to screw it on. So these ones, JT, are called Cobra mounting cable ties. Absolutely worth a plug, because can make a real difference when you're got the right tools for the job. And if anyone's seen my joint, you'll realise that I'm a big fan of cable ties, especially around the Christmas tree. So having the right ones can make a difference. But importantly, turning instead of cutting, JT, that's my life hack for tonight.
Mate, love it. Excellent. That is a very, very good tip, Donnie.
You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. And thank you to whoever showed me, because I'm a big fan of sharing the love.
Well, you say sharing the love, Donnie, but... and you said this is a segment that's going to get the chop when you go all zen, but thank God we're not there yet. So this is a chance for you to, just no, you have to get it out.
JT, this is Christmas. This is Don's rant, right? And instead of ranting tonight, what I've decided to do, JT, is to put my big arms out and put my arms around the world, all the listeners, the viewers, and give a big Christmas cuddle, JT. This is the bit where I wanted to show people's Christmas lights and remind people now is a great time. Run out the front of your house, take a photo, and send it into the GiddyUp Podcast. And don't send it to my phone because I dead set it'll cut off my hearing and I won't be able to hear what you're saying. So, JT, I do not have a rant. I don't have nothing bad to say apart from I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas in this segment, JT. I wanted to show lights and share the love.
But you also want the listeners to stop listening to the show.
No, I want them to take it out on their phones because this is what you can do. So take your phone out, keep listening, take a photo, send it in to this chat right now, this live chat. You can send a photo in. Actually, can you do that?
Can you, Don?
Can you send a photo?
Can you do that?
I have no idea. I'm going to be able to find out.
No, I would. It was a good test.
Actually, it'll cut me off if I do that. I'm not going to do that. Somebody else do that. Can you do it, JT, or not? I know you can type shit.
I don't believe so. No. So I was kind of wondering technically
Fuck it.
how.
Scrap the whole idea. It's a shit one. I thought we could do that. I thought, this is going to be bloody great. Sorry, humans. All right, we'll just whack it in the chat, and then we.
Yeah, people can see it in the chat still. So yeah,
people can see it. Yes.
Yeah, it won't come up on the screen, but you'll still be able to see it. So
there you go. That's the way. Thank you. But I appreciate you, your mum and Buff, for doing those. I'm sure you ran out and did it. So.
All right,
anyway,
trivia question number 2, Donnie. Just try and cover for you. All right, our second trivia question for 9. Another LED question, and it's coming up now. Who is credited with inventing the first practical LEDs? Was it A, Thomas Edison? Was it D, Nick Hollenjack Jr.? Was it C, Nikola Tesla? Or was it D, Albert Einstein? Yes, you're right, John. So who was credited with inventing the first practical LEDs? A, Thomas Edison, B, Nick Hollenjack Jr., C, Nikola Tesla, or D, Albert Einstein?
Sorry, John, there's a trivia question up there, so we can't put you taking the piss out of me on the screen at the minute. Thomas Edison, well, he was the inventor of the light bulb.
He was.
And who were the other names up there, JT?
Yeah.
That's actually the ES. There's a bayonet light before bayonet where you push it in and turn it, and then there's the ES where you screw it. That's I think it's called the Edison screw. After old mate Albert Einstein, well, he's pretty smart with shit and the theory of relativity and stuff. Was he involved in that? Edison, he also did the phone, I think. No, that was Graham Bell. Nikola Tesla. I don't know. Nah. A couple of nicks in there, though, so I think you're trying to play with our emotion. Tesla battery. LEDs. I think Einstein, it's way too late. Edison, way too late. I think they're too old, those two. I'm taking them out. I'm going to go with Hollenjack. What's Junior? Nicky Jr. I don't know if you're a bar of soap.
You're locking in B.
I'm going to lock in B.
Interesting. When do you reckon they were invented, Don? LEDs? Like, what year do you reckon they sort of...
I just don't know how the Edison screw and the bloody bayonet, how the old, halogen lights lasted so long if LEDs were around. So that's why I think that they're relatively new.
There's the answer.
I didn't know that. I dead set didn't know that, I guess. I reckon probably 75 was a good year, so probably after that.
Early 60s, believe it or not.
Were they?
Yeah, so the first commercial ones became available in 1968.
Well, there you go.
So relatively recent invention. And the last question, which we'll get to, of course, a little bit later, it was even more surprising and a fascinating story, which is way too technical for me to go into tonight. But the third trivia question will be a bit later. Also,
so we've got a couple of people Ben Scott and Craig Weston, the two that got the first one right, so they're on twice. That's copy and paste, nice and easy. John was taking the piss out of me, so he won't even get on the wheel at all tonight. No, and it's fair enough too. He's only naming facts. Right, okay. Well, that's bloody good work, JT. That's good.
All right.
Did Holly Jack Jr., Holly Holland, whatever his name is, did he come up with anything else? I don't even know how why isn't he like massively famous? Because LEDs kick ass. Like they're awesome.
Right? It's literally changed the world, hasn't it? So yeah, doesn't get a lot of credit really.
Oh, poor prick. Well, right. Bad luck.
All right, time for Donnie. I'm going to play our little stinger again, but we're going to give you another word origin story.
I like these. I can relate
today. Just find my stinger. There
the marching band, JT.
That's the one.
Once upon a time.
Don, every week I like to bring our listeners the origin of different words, and well, I've got one word for you today,
and sayings,
I should say, more sayings than words, really, isn't it? But tonight it is a word, and I love this. Right, this is so on the ocean voyages between Britain and India. The most desirable cabins were the ones that didn't get the afternoon heat.
That makes sense.
So the rich people, when they were booking their travel between Britain and India, they would book on the port side out and the starboard side home.
Oh.
And if you actually look at the acronyms of that, port side out, so PO, port side out, and starboard side home, starboard home. So
it's H.
So those luxury tickets were supposedly stamped with the letters POSH.
Posh.
Posh. So that's saying when someone's posh, stuck up, got a lot of money, etc. The origin of the word posh, it comes from that travel on the ship when they were buying the tickets, port side out, starboard side home.
Well, blow me a kiss, JT. See, that is why you are the brains of this child. That is bloody genius, your research for that. That's very good, isn't it?
It's called Google. It's
no,
like I said,
Google's
I'd love to say I'm
past.
smart, but
what do we call it now? ChatGPT or something?
Yeah, ChatGPT. That's right. But yeah, I
very good.
Did not
Posh.
know that either. So every time you hear the word posh, now you know the origins of where that came from.
I do like it. It's posh. Okay. That's very good. Did you have one for next week?
I have one for next week.
All right. Okay. Just checking, because that is dead set one of my favourite parts of the show is learning shit. Tell us, would you like to learn more shit, listeners? Because JT is very good at shit learning for us, like teaching us stuff about ships and stuff.
Well, speaking of shit stuff, Donnie.
Yes, mate. Is it my second?
Dad joke of the week.
No. I'm going to get you to have to go back, JT. There is no way we can introduce a dad joke on the back of shit stuff. This is hands down the second favourite segment, the most in demand of our show is the dad jokes. Nothing shit about these. People don't always like them, but they're told with love, they're told with dad humour, and of course you are a father. And so, JT, you have every right to tell dad jokes, and I cannot bloody wait for this one.
That's a big pump up now. I really hope I don't stuff it up, Donnie, because I take a lot of pride in trying to get these right, as you know. But,
you do it well, mate.
All right, here we go. So, Don,
Here we go.
Two men are sitting drinking at the bar at the top of the Rialto. And the first man turns to the other and says, "You know what? Last week, I discovered that if you jump from the top of this building, the winds around the building are so intense that by the time you fall to the 10th floor, the winds literally carry you back around the building and in through a window." And the bartender who's listening to his story just shakes his head in disapproval while he's wiping the bar and just sort of, looks away. And the second guy goes, "What, are you nuts? Mate, there's absolutely no way that could happen." And the first guy's like, no, it's true, mate. Let me prove it to you. So he gets up from the bar, goes to the balcony, jumps, plummets down towards the street below, and sure enough, just as he's nearing the 10th floor, the high winds whip up around him, and in he goes through the 10th floor window. He takes the elevator and he goes back up to the bar. He goes back to the second man, and he's obviously looking a little bit astonished. And he's like, mate, you know what? I saw that with my own eyes, but it must have just been a one-time fluke. There's just absolutely no way. So the guy's like, mate, I'll prove it. I'll do it again. So goes up the edge of the balcony, jumps over, plummeting towards the ground. Sure enough, as he just gets to near the 10th floor, the wind gently carries him around the building. In through the window he goes, and back up the stairs. He gets the escalator back up to the bar, and the guy's just sitting there going, he just can't believe it. And so he goes, well, mate, I've done it twice. Why don't you give it a crack? The second guy's, well, bloody hell, I've seen it with my own eyes. It's happened twice, so bugger it. I'll give it a shot. So he goes over to the balcony, has a look over. It's a bloody long way down, Donny, from the top of the Rialto. So he goes down, jumps, and goes down past the 15th floor, 14th, 13th, 12th floor, gets down to the 11th floor, coming up to the wind ready, 10th floor, sees it. Mate, there's no wind. And 9, 8, 7, 6, and all of a sudden, splat, bang, done. Game over. And back upstairs, the bartender just turns to the other drinker, the guy that did the example, and said, mate, you know what? Sometimes, Superman, you're a real jerk.
Oh, JT. Yep. I didn't see that coming. I wasn't sure where that was going. I thought it was about getting out of a round of drinks. That's very good, JT. Well, like I always say, it doesn't matter what I think. What do the people think? What did you think of that? Did JT nail it? Did he get the dad joke that... okay.
That's ominous. That's not
overwhelming, JT.
That could go either way. That's
the silence is deafening, JT. I don't know that...
I feel like I'm in a bit of strife. I think this one... didn't hit the mark. But you laughed. That's all that matters, Donny.
I did like it. I liked it, JT. I didn't mind it at all. Oh, John's on the warpath tonight. Oh. He's giving everyone an F for fail. Oh dear. Oh, John. Fair enough. All right, well, there we go.
I'm trying to think of nice words that start with F, because I thought it could be something positive, but I'm not thinking of any.
Can't think of any.
None
at all.
Good stuff.
Not even
good stuff.
Funny. Right. That doesn't start with F either. Anyway, well, there you go, JT. That's it, that joke. I liked it. Now, have you got another trivia? Have you got some trivia?
Mate, I do have another trivia. Glad you asked. The final trivia question for this evening, everyone ready, hands on buzzers, all the usual stuff, is...
fantastic.
In what year did the Nobel Prize in Physics recognise the invention of the blue LED lights? And can I tell you, Donny, it is a fascinating story around how to create blue LED lights. It eluded people for decades.
Really?
Really.
Well, yeah. Typically of RGB is red, green and blue, and you can make almost any colour with those suckers. And then the fancy ones have white on there as well. So blue is a combination of... No, it's not... well, I'm bloody fascinated. Right, well, wait, what was the question again, JT? I didn't...
Yeah, I'm just going to throw it up again.
In what year did the Nobel Prize in Physics recognise the invention of... Okay, so this is the year that blue was invented. Is that what you're telling me?
No, it was the year that the Nobel Prize was awarded, yeah.
Okay, so... well... I reckon I've had blue and red lights chase me for a while. I don't know if they're LEDs, but they're on top of cop cars. Nah, I'd have to play the old which letter haven't I picked for a long, long time game for this, because I haven't got a clue, JT. 2014. That was Commonwealth Games Glasgow.
Oh,
I
Jamam.
picked-
Just completely off. For fantastic. That's what John was trying to say. It was a fantastic dad joke. Yes, love it.
don't know that he was. That was your mum talking about something we said about 20 minutes ago. And we just bring it up to suit ourselves.
I'm taking
Bubble
it.
last week.
All right. All right. So what do you got? So A was at 1993, B 2000, C 2014, or D 2020.
1993
what
finished
year
high school
was
that
the
year,
Nobel Prize
JT.
awarded?
20 competed in the Sydney Games. 14 was Glasgow. 2020, not much happened that year. COVID. I'm going to go C. C.
You're going C. Interesting. Well, everyone's got them locked in. We're going to close this
Locked
off
and
now.
loaded.
Locked and loaded. If you're not in, bad luck. Answer is coming up now.
Oh, JT, my guessing game is on point.
You are on tonight, Donny. You are on. It was first
Tell us the
invented
story.
in 1972, but it was actually some Japanese guys that brought it out for commercial use in 1990. And you're right, around the RGB, and once they cracked that blue, then you could create any combination of colours. But it was technically very, very difficult to create blue. I'm not going to go into it tonight because I'll stuff it up. But I have watched the video on the invention of it several times. It's hard to wrap your head around, to be honest, the way LED light works. But anyway, that was the answer. So well done to everyone who said C, which was just your mum. Wow, well done.
And well done to the Jap fellas for inventing
that is
it, because
100% for your mum tonight. Always said he was.
I tell
very,
you
very
what,
smart.
hey, you know what's going to be piss funny? Craig's on there a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's fucking going to be funny if Craig wins this bottle and your mum misses out. He's on there 3 times. I'm
Craig's
not
on
putting
there-
it in the universe.
Craig's on there twice. Ben's on
Twice.
there 3 times. So
It's,
yeah.
All right.
Should we just get the wheel cranking? Like, should we?
I reckon we should, mate. I reckon
just,
we're just about there. Let's do it. Let's give everyone an early mark tonight.
This is what it's looking like.
Oh, jeez. What happened to Johnny boy? He was taking the piss out of us before and he didn't get on the wheel. Let that be a lesson, John. Right, who else has missed out? Scotty Hookchop. What happened to him? Did he get on? He didn't have a guess. He
No.
pissed off too early to get a photo of his Christmas lights. He's probably still trying to send it into the chat. Sorry, Hook.
Count us in, Donny.
Righto. This is for a bottle of Spank of your choosing, and I tell you what, JT, I sent Emma a peach this week, so hopefully she's
she'll like that.
she's not on tonight, so she might have got stuck into it.
That could be telling. Yeah.
Righto, and then we've got a question from the viewers, JT, so we'll answer that in a sec. Righto, here we go. 3, 2, 1, Spank it, JT. Or I can tell you some nice flavours too. I've got Jaffa. Jaffa is a flavour. What are the chances? Oh, your mum. I swear if my house gets egged, I know where they've come from. Mate, that's
You got to
tough.
be stiff. Congrats, Craig. You have scored yourself a bottle of
A beautiful bottle of Spank. Of course, it's your choosing the flavour. Can I give you a couple to pair? And look at your mum's
A double
Facebook
fantastic
profile,
from
mate.
Jemima. A double fantastic. I love it.
Double fantastic. I don't think that's what he was thinking.
Oh, no,
Now, there's some flavours I highly recommend. One of them is Pina Colada, Pina Colamax. I've got Jaffa. I've got Choc Bomb. We've got Bullet. We've got Mango Pash. I'm telling you, there's Peach Vodka, Vanilla Raspberry Tropical. Seriously, lime. If there's one you'd like, just let me know, and it's coming your way, my friend.
That is, wow. Now, Donnie, looks like we've got
What is that question?
a question.
I need to mute me so I can
Can't
cough.
get up on the screen. There we go. There's the question there.
You can't get it up, Joe. Oh, here we go. Question for you guys. What is the world skydiving world record?
And I'm guessing,
As
and
in-
John just added to it back here to speed record. So,
Ooh.
It's a very,
So I'm
very-
wondering, John, are you going to be able to answer this for us, or are you you wanting us to guess this, or would you like us to actually research this? Tell us what you'd like, and because I actually knew the guy, JT, who held the world record for the fastest downhill ski, like snow ski. He is an absolute nut job, a real nice bloke, but just the thought of going, over 160 mile an hour body, it's bizarre what people are willing to do to their bodies. I think it's amazing. So Johnny boy, how would you like us to answer that? Do you want us to research that?
Well, I can have a crack. I don't know the exact number, but I have skydived. My understanding is that you hit terminal velocity, right? So there's a maximum speed that you can hit. Presumably, it must have some relativeness to your weight, but it's around 200 k's an hour, I think. Like is terminal velocity for a human falling through the sky. So that's my rough guess, John. But I don't know if that's what you're looking for, or we need to do a bit more research.
Over 1,000 miles. Oh, that's your mum having a crack at it.
Your mum said 1,000. So yeah,
That's Mach 3, isn't it?
yeah, that's pretty quick.
Pretty sure you need a bit of
turbo rockets on the back
power.
of your feet. Yeah, it's
that's after you've been sprayed with WD-40 and light it, mate. That's when you're hitting those sort of speeds.
Skydiving. Wow, there you go. It's record is over 500 kilometres an hour. Wow, you'd have to be. How can you get that fast? That's incredible. There you go.
That is 500 k's. The fastest I've ever gone is 200 and what did I do? 232, I think it was, and that was on a Hayabusa. And like that is JT. That is seriously fast. And like as I said, it's on one of the fastest motorbikes you can get. And it's fair to say, I was shitting myself. I thought, this fuck up at this speed, I'm dead. But I can't imagine doing twice that. Like your body just must go into just shitful positions. Your face, like the pressure that would be on a human body moving at that speed. That is bloody. Better do some research and find out if the person who actually set that record is still with us to have a chat with.
Oh, there you go. It's an Aussie girl interview this afternoon. I haven't seen it. We'll have to. We will do a bit of research on that. And
I reckon whack it on TikTok and go viral because that's pretty cool shit.
That's bloody fast, Donnie. Have you ever parachuted, Don? Have you jumped out of a plane?
I haven't, JT. It's Buff and I said let's do pick some stuff. So whatever she picked, I had to do it with her, and whatever I picked, she had to do it. I jumped the gun. I picked bungee, not even because I like bungee, but I was in New Zealand doing a gig over there at the time, and
great bungees in New Zealand.
I was at Hackett, yeah.
Oh yeah, AJ Hackett was the world's biggest at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I jumped there with some guys from the corporate group that I was with, and it was, I must admit, I also shat myself all the way down. I'm not a fan of being out of control, but no, I haven't. But Buff wanted to parachute, so if she ever pulls rank and we go through with it, then I'll be doing it with her. So yeah, I see these parachute, there's jump
50th places coming up, Donnie. So 50th.
No stress. No, there's it's another year away. No, it's all good. Okay. Anyway, when did you do it, JT?
I think I did it for my 40th.
Right.
I think it was a present.
And would you do it again? That's the question I always ask when people do which.
No, I would not do it again.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, you fucking talk me out of it.
But not for the reason that you probably think. I genuinely just did not get a buzz out of it at all. And
were you scared?
No. And
I reckon I would be scared. I
honestly wasn't. And I got more of a buzz out of bungee jumping than I did with parachuting.
Did you?
Yeah. And I would bungee jump again, no worries at all. Loved it.
You reckon that's why your neck's stuffed?
Maybe. But, I was trying to work it out. My theory, and I'm probably horribly wrong here, and if people have done both, feel free to put it in the comments. Go with it. But with bungee, you're in control, right? To the point of, and I know you say you're not, but you're at the edge, you decide when you're jumping, right? So you have to just suck it up and go, right, I'm jumping.
You do. Yeah.
When you're parachuting, unless you know what you're doing, you're with someone who's you're attached to, right? So they are completely controlling it. It's like you're at the edge of the plane, right, we're going, and out you go. You know, they decide. And so to me, it was just like, look, the plane ride up was cool and you're looking out and, you know, obviously it's a bit novel, you're falling through the sky, but honestly, it was just a bit boring. Like with the first bit, when you go out of the plane, is fun. But then once you're actually just sort of going down, it's all the same. Wouldn't matter whether you're at 10,000 feet, 14,000, it's just a few extra seconds. And once the parachute's open, you're just hanging around, just going, oh yeah, that looks nice. That's a nice view. That's a nice view. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I'm glad I did it, but I wouldn't be no rush to do it again at all. And the biggest adrenaline thing I ever did was my team bought it for me when I was at, back in my Call Active days, was an aerobatic, you know, like the Red Bull races. You've seen the airplanes
and shit.
Yeah, so they basically have a 2-seat version of that, and you're in the front and the pilot's in the back, and mate, they just went out over Port Phillip Bay, and I only went for about 15 minutes, I think it was, and mate, it was insane. Like the guy was. I didn't, but honestly, one more minute, and I reckon I would have. As we were sort of coming back towards Moorabbin Airport, I was like, I'm in a bit of strife here, I reckon. And he's like, but he was, because they'd got an earpiece the whole way, and so he started off just doing something, you know, pretty basic. Going, how'd you go with that? And I'm like, mate, just let's go, you know. And so, mate, he did. It was insane. Like, we were just going up, cutting the engine off, plane falling backwards through the sky, spinning around. It was insane. But it was like, yeah, it was the best thing I've ever done. It was awesome.
And took off from Moorabbin. That surprised me.
Yeah, took off from Moorabbin Airport all over Port Phillip Bay. So
are they based there? Like, is that a normal thing?
Yeah, that's there. I don't know if they're still there now. This was, probably, you know, it'd probably be close to 10 years ago as well. But
I don't think they're there anymore because they keep turning the fucking engine off, mate. That shit's going to run thin at some point.
Well, you know what was fascinating was... when, like at the start, they sort of you do a walk around the plane and stuff, and he's explaining, you know, how good it is and all that stuff. But there was a piece of string, literally string, on the back, one of the back flaps, of the wings at the back, and obviously being a string, it was just, you know, hanging down towards the ground. And he goes, mate, just look at that red bit of string. I'm going to talk about it later. Okay, no worries. Yep, red bit of string, whatever. But it turns out that they use that for orientation, because when you're spinning around and you don't know which way's up, quite literally, the plane's fucking everywhere. He's looking in his little thing to see where that string's going, and you know if the string's pointing up, you know which way the plane's going, and so they use that to actually give him a sense of direction. It was like, bloody hell, because honestly, when you're just flipping around like that, you really got no idea where anything is, and it was pretty amazing. But when he was coming in towards Moorabbin, like we've been doing literally 360 all crazy shit, and he's like, oh, you want to do a bit of the Red Bull stuff on the way back? You know, like, hell yeah, I do. And he's just coming in like this, and he's just going phoom, phoom, like just this real quick, just like phoom, phoom, like that.
Yeah, right.
And he did about 6 of those in a row, and as I said, I reckon a couple more of those, and that would have been me done, I reckon.
So when we watch that, like from down here, it all looks nice and cute that they're rolling the plane around a bit. But is that like a washing machine? Is that?
It was
like, what's it feel like?
Hey, Ev's joined us.
Hey,
It was like I've never been in an F1 car, so I'm speculating here, but that's what it's described like. It was as smooth as silk. There was no. It's like being on the best roller coaster you've ever been on. And it was just short, sharp turns, like vroom, vroom, and you are glued into your seat. There's no roughness at all. It was just, the G-forces, though, were just insane. You know, like just getting pushed back in your seat or like whatever. But it was, it wasn't violent, if that makes sense. It was. And
were you able to talk all the way through it? Were you able to be...
Pretty much, pretty much. Like,
no blacking out?
No, it didn't black out. There's a couple of bits where you're like as you know, like it's insane as they sort of kick it up and whatever. But he was literally just going up, and then he goes back. Literally, the engine goes off. You're going up, like, and he just like cuts out the engine, and then you're just going up, and eventually, of course, momentum just stops you, and the plane just goes, don't think so, and then you just start going backwards and spinning towards the ground. Literally, just freaking the plane's just going all over the joint. It's insane. And then he just manages to ride it, kicks the engine back in, and off you go. It was just nuts, like something you would never experience ever, you know, anywhere. It was insane. So
I'll tell you what, on the back of that, JT, I would love to hear from the listeners, the viewers, the people that are tuning in, our people, what is the craziest thing or the most off-the-charts thing you've ever done? So we've just heard JT's, and I'll certainly think of mine. I reckon I've got a couple. That is a next level, that. But I'll bring mine to you next week.
Yeah,
JT,
next week. Bring it, mate. The most adrenaline thing that you've done. Now, of course, you've had a lot because you've been on the world stage, literally sporting events, and I'm imagine, the heart's pumping. You've trained your ass off for this moment. There's got to be a huge rush with that, surely, right?
There's a massive rush. It's a different rush. There's a rush of adrenaline satisfaction when you're in a stadium like Glasgow. For me, like, there was 50,000 people in Hampden Stadium, and they're all just bloody cheering just because you're out there, and they've come, they've paid for their ticket, and it's the best thing ever is to compete with someone from that country in the event, because the noise when they get introduced, and we had it in Sydney, and like that's the bit where you go, how good is this? Like, the moment of being out there, and just and you look around, and I was pretty fortunate in Glasgow. I had Buff and Nut in the stands, my wife and my firstborn, and it was so that's a proud sort of adrenaline rush. So it's not quite the same, I think. Because it's sort of out of your control what happens. Probably the big moment I would think in sport would have been, seeing Nut on TV, on the big screen with Buff and the Elgin Cheer Squad. That was a story I'll bring to you. It literally changed the course of my bloody competition. But I will absolutely have a think about the biggest adrenaline rush I've had, and I honestly, I don't know that it's going to. I think you got me covered, mate. I've had some good ones, but I think that's bloody it.
No, it was definitely right up there. And next week I'll tell the story when I went river surfing and nearly died in New Zealand as well. So that was river surfing.
Oh, fuck. Actually, JT, next week I'm going to tell you about the excavator.
Excavator. All right, there we go. So we've got two good
stories. I'll see if I can find a video. It is. That is surfing. Some of the righto. Good.
There we go.
Actually, I'll just make up my notes. Yep. Right. Excellent. Righto, JT.
All right, Tony. We're about finishing the show, but we always finish it with you with normally a really good final thought, and no doubt you've got something lined up this week, Tony. I'm very excited about it.
Got it. Okay. There we go. JT, my final thought for this week's GiddyUp podcast is, if you want to be happy, have zero expectations in others or of others. Take 100% responsibility for your life and be grateful for what you have. I wanted to read that because I've typed it up there on the big screen. So I'm going to say it again, JT, for the listeners. That is, if you want to be happy, have zero expectations of other people and take responsibility, 100% responsibility for what you have, and be grateful for it. And I tell you what, mate, I started doing that a little while ago, and I can honestly tell you it is some of the best advice to follow. Is your happiness is in your hands, and it's it won't let you down. And if
it's a great tip. It's a great tip, and it reminds me. I heard this saying, Donnie, and I don't know where I got it from, but to change in your mind, or if you say it out loud, to be grateful for things. And I always used to hear that and go, whatever. And it was like, and someone actually practically had to spell it out for me. But it was like me and my fish tank. I've got my fish tank. It's a lot of work. There's always something going wrong, and it's very easy to go, freaking hell, I'm sick of this freaking fish tank. It's blah blah blah, or shit, I've got to get up early and drive the kids to school or whatever. And it was just going, you know what? I'm grateful that I've got the opportunity to be able to do that with a fish tank. I'm grateful that I've got kids that I can drive to school. I'm grateful that I've got a car that I can have. And once you change your mindset on that, it 100% makes a difference. So, mate, that saying
just
is,
reframing.
I get it. I love it. Yeah.
Start your day with gratitude. I shit you not, you will not go wrong.
Now, Donnie,
Love it.
got a little friend here.
Oh, is that a Lego shark, JT?
Mate, oops, wrong one.
You're-
There we go.
you're on me,
That
then
is,
on you.
mate,
Here we go.
You know, I don't like it. So I've nearly finished the latest Lego set. It is the Jaws set, complete with the boat that says you're going to need a bigger boat. That very famous scene from, well, this is the shark. I've just finished making the shark. The boat's nearly done, so I'll show you next week. And my new Lego project arrived today, thanks to the good couriers. So the next project is going to be the NASA space shuttle. So I'll keep you posted on the
Holy
progress
shit,
of that
JT!
one.
There's nothing. Like, I mean, you've built a replica of the Titanic, JT. So there's.
I love that. Is my favourite one still. Love it.
Yeah, and it's bloody impressive. It should be. So the fact that you've got that shark.
Well, you know I love
build
sharks. You know, I'm like terrified of the freaking things. But
Yes.
cute. I thought this might
You
make
and
me
Sarge.
want to love sharks when I actually build one and made one. So,
How's that working out for you?
Nah, not good. I'm still not going scuba diving again.
Very
Awesome.
good.
All right, thank you guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in this week. We know it's getting into the crazy time of year, so appreciate you stopping by for an hour or
Stay
so
safe.
and staying with us. Exactly. Stay safe, and we will all going well. See you guys all next week.
Can't wait. Hooroo. Giddy up.
Bye. Bye, everyone.